Ready to go at a moment's notice.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the July 13th meeting of the Rotary Club of Des Moines. This is our first official meeting of the new Rotary year. I'm Becky Greenwald, and I'm honored and proud to serve as your president. Throughout the year, I'll be sharing brief highlights at our regular Thursday meetings. We'll take a look back at our long legacy as a club of service, check in on what we're up to right now, and add some fun along the way. You know, our club's story began 112 years ago. While officers and directors were first elected to the Rotary Club of Des Moines on May 1st, our official birth date is August 1st, 1911. That's when we were chartered and we became the 27th club in the Rotary Association and the first Rotary Club in Iowa. Just think about that. Today we're club number 27 out of more than 46,000 Rotary clubs around the world. Because of you, we are also a significant part of Des Moines, her past, her present, and her future. And I'm sure you'll agree, our Rotary Club of Des Moines, club number 27, means business. Now, take a look at our slide here. I've got a little fun fact. You'll recognize our own John Cortizio. And he is standing in front of the historical marker that designates the site of our club's first meeting place. You know where that is? It was the Grant Club, and right now it's a parking lot of the Archdiocese of Des Moines property. But check it out sometime. It's just a block and a half north of here on 4th. Excuse me, on 7th. So now I'd like to ask past President Skeet Wooten to give us a moment of inspiration, followed by the pledge and the test. Skeet.
Thank you, Becky. Since we have many guests, you don't know that when I am usually introduced, there's like 1 or 2 people that applaud. So I'm thrilled that I got the recognition that I did. Aristotle said that courage is the first of human qualities, because it is the quality which guarantees all the others. As if we need inspiration today, the Rotary Club of Des Moines honors 2 of our city's finest citizens, whom most of us have never met, know, or would recognize. And candidly, they probably like it that way. They like the anonymity. This honor is one that we really have very little to do with, but we're the vehicle for their recognition, as they have been selected by a group of their peers, having been nominated by their superiors. These individuals didn't seek the recognition or the accolade, but here they are, extraordinary people among us. They represent what service above self is all about. They also probably don't want to see 30-foot tall likenesses of themselves on a billboard, but that's the price you pay. But they inspire us by their desire just to be moms, dads, spouses, neighbors, coaches, volunteers, mentors. But what they are leaders. They set an example of what it means to be all those things. Today we recognize Amon Douglas, the Firefighter of the Year, and Jeffrey Shannon, our Police Officer of the Year, and honor them for their achievements, which are many. We also honor them for the things that didn't work out. We recognize them because things went wrong, and they handled it. They handled it in 1,000 ways, in 1,000 different days, but they handled it. These individuals are superheroes. As Mr. Rogers said, we live in a world where we need to share responsibility. It's easy to say, it's not my child, it's not my community, it's not my world, not my problem. Then there are those who see the need and respond. I consider those people heroes. Heroes are often defined as ordinary people who do extraordinary things. But what are extraordinary people who do ordinary things called? Today, we call them the Rotary Club Police Officer and Firefighter of the Year. And Would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance on the four-way test? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And the four-way test, you'll notice there's something that's been added. Is it true?
Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
And
Is it fun?
Please greet your fellow Rotarians.
Good to see you again. Oh, you're here too. Brought your own wife.
Yeah, and I brought the kids too.
Oh, all these guys belong
Two of
to
the four.
you.
Hello, John. Good to see you today.
We'll have to get locked over here, you know.
Look at all that camaraderie going on out there, just love it. We have many guests that we welcome here today, and all of the guests of our fire and police departments will get to you in just a little bit. But right now, I would like to introduce guests of our members and visiting Rotarians. I will ask you to stand and remain standing as your name is called, and then we'll give you all one big round of applause. Is that a deal? Epperly Bravey, 6th grader, outstanding volleyball player and daughter of Josh Brady. Oh, no?
She's back there. Yep.
Oh, hi. Okay, stay standing. Okay. Joel Henningson, Bank of Iowa, guest of Kyle McCormick. Doyle Sanders, visiting Rotarian from Northwest Des Moines Club and attorney with Bradshaw, Fowler, Proctor, and Fargrave. Back, there we go. Okay. Steve Stephenson, retired Unity Point COO and guest of Steve Sippel. Thank you. And Josh Miltenberger, Griner Construction, and guest of Bob Vidrell. Sherry Mullen, wife of Sean Mullen, and his daughters Anna and Katie Mullen, and brand new son-in-law Tom Nordmeyer. Thanks, everyone. And again, we'll be welcoming the families of our police and firefighters in just a moment. But we want to thank everyone for being here. And now I'd like to ask Randy Worth to come up and tell us what the Wheels Fellowship has in mind. Randy.
I appreciate the "Is it fun" tagline on the four-way test, because that's what we hope the Wheels event does. And it's also tied into our program today, because tomorrow at 4 o'clock, we're meeting, the Wheels Fellowship will meet at Carl Emergency Vehicles Facility in Ankeny, and take a tour of their facility. It's 4 o'clock. If you can't get there till 4:30, come anyway. They said they're always around there past 5 o'clock, and we'll see how different emergency vehicles that they work on are put together. And sorry for the short notice, but that's when they could fit us in, so that's when we're going. Email me or call me if you had, 5983 Northeast Industry Drive. If you've been to Carl's Performance Shop, it's right across the street. Thanks.
Looking forward to that. So today's program, the Police and Firefighter Awards, are made possible by the Rotary Club of Des Moines Foundation. Thanks to you, our members, who donate $25 each quarter to the foundation. And many of you also donate to our annual Tumbler Fund. You'll recognize that we've got green dollar signs on name badges of those who provide a $150 donation to that fund, which helps fund programs like today's Police and Firefighter Awards. If you haven't already done so and would like to participate in the $150 donation, please see Kitty. And as always, thank you for your continued support. Now, I would like to invite Bob Vidrell to come forward from the Awards Committee to introduce our program for today. Bob?
Thank you, President Becky. It is my honor as the outgoing Awards Committee Chair to introduce our Police and Fire program. The Rotary Club of Des Moines has honored a police and firefighter each year for over 30 years. Our police and fire honorees will be featured on a traveling billboard co-sponsored by Lomar Advertising. This will go up in the next 4 to 6 weeks and be displayed on an open billboard spaces across the community. As Becky mentioned, because of your donations through the Rotary Club Foundation, we also give a $500 gift to a nonprofit charity of the recipient's choice. So we look forward to hearing from our recipients and who they have selected to receive their donation. It is now my honor to introduce Chief John Tikep of the Des Moines Fire Department.
Thanks, Bob. I appreciate that. On behalf of myself and the fire department and the Douglas family, please accept our thanks for your gracious invitation. We really appreciate you having this event every year and recognizing some of our finest. And I also want to quickly take the opportunity to say congratulations to Jeff Shannon on your recognition today. I'll take just a moment to introduce some of the fire personnel that are here to see, be a part of us recognizing firefighter Amon Douglas. In the center of the room, Assistant Chief Percy Coleman, Fire Marshal Jonathan Lund, Fire Inspector Orlando Bavone, Senior Inspector Dave Knudsen, Lieutenant Rick Thomas, and Captain Chris Clement is somewhere, but I'm not sure that I can see where he's at. There he is. And District Chief Ed Hussey is here. And, we also have a former recipient, retired firefighter, Stu Isaacson, and his wife Tracy are with us. So we're excited to be here. This is a big deal. However, when I was first informed of our recommendation, my immediate reaction was, no way, no how. Because the Rotary only gives about an hour to do this. I can't fit Amon Douglas's impact on the fire department and the community in that compact little amount of time. But I will endeavor to do my best. It is my honor to introduce firefighter Amon Douglas in a few moments. He is a 1988 graduate of Roosevelt High School right here in Des Moines, and he began his service with us October 1st of 1990 at the ripe age of 19, when you could be 19 and start your career. And over the past 33 years, he has become a firefighter, an EMT, a driver-operator, a hazmat technician, most recently certified in fire inspection. He has completed training programs in an absolute alphabet soup of premier programs with letters like NFA, DNR, EPA, IDPH, CST, and it goes on and on. I could fill the hour with the programming. However, those accomplishments only show that Amon Douglas has a thirst for knowledge and a commitment to training. What it doesn't show is his commitment to using the training, sharing the training, and passing that on to others each and every day. When it comes to firefighting, Amon Douglas is the real deal. During his career, firefighter Douglas has narrowly escaped a building collapse and helped save his captain who was trapped in that collapse. He's been recognized multiple times for saving lives, and he's responded to thousands and thousands of emergencies with excellence. However, those are only examples of how good he is at what he does and what he's expected to do. What it doesn't tell you is about his continued commitment to training and mentoring new firefighters to successfully walk in his footsteps and be that next person that makes that next critical difference. While not responding to emergencies, Amon Douglas previously served on our Awards and Rotary Fire Person of the Year committee. He played a pivotal role in award creation and recognition selection for 20 years. As an awards committee member, he was not eligible to be the Fire Person of the Year. So if he had not graciously stepped down to allow someone else the opportunity to serve, we would have kicked him off the committee so we could get him in there. He has served on our Ethos Committee for Cultural Change, actively promoting inclusivity and positive work ethics. As a public information officer, he is our voice and our best recruiter. Outside the department, Aman has worked as an officer of the Central Iowa Gun Dog Club to provide scholarships to graduates pursuing wildlife-related fields of study. He's also worked as a committee with Igniting Futures to provide scholarships for Black DMPS students pursuing college. He lends his smooth voice that you will get to hear shortly to Roosevelt High School sporting events. He's a Merrill Middle School brother-to-brother advisor and a past recipient of the Des Moines Park and Rec Youth Volunteer Coach of the Year Award. However, these are only some of the examples of how dedicated Aman is to his department and giving back to his community. What it doesn't tell you about all these things is the level of respect that he has earned and the relationships he has formed with fire personnel and facilities managers now across the city who Aman connects with to ensure make sure our buildings are safe, and when there's a fire, how the alarm and suppression systems that we have can save lives and make firefighting as safe and efficient as it can be. Those examples don't tell you about stories like Bob, Julie, and Nathan Egland, who just decided one night about a month ago to ride their bikes past Principal Park and happened upon Aman Douglas. He took the time to answer their son Nathan's questions and to tell him about being a firefighter. From the message I got, I will be surprised if the entire Egland family does not apply to be members of the fire department shortly. He really connects, he really listens. Those examples don't tell you about what happens when a second grader wins a fire prevention ride to school in a fire engine and Aman Douglas shows up at your door. This is no cab ride experience. This is not Uber in a big red truck. Aman gets on their level and he tells them this isn't just a ride. If there is a fire on the way to school, I'm counting on you to get the hose. He shows them where the hose is. He shows them where to sit in the rig. And they have a plan. They are a team. And they're going to put out that fire together. My words are insufficient regarding the connections that Aman can make, and they're pretty magical to witness. Every year we are blessed, we the fire department are blessed with the challenge of deciding who should be recognized as the fire person of the year. We see many outstanding performances, bodies of work, community contributions, and there's a temptation to believe this recognition is the capstone or the final act in a great career. If that has ever been the impression of the case, Aman Douglas blows that theory out of the water. After 33 years, I am proud to tell you that Aman Douglas's excellence, character, patience, and capacity to make a positive difference are as present and meaningful as they have ever been, and his impact on our department and our community is as strong as it has ever been and continues to grow. Maya Angelou said, "I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." More now than ever, Aman Douglas is helping members of our department and our community to feel and be safe, heard, included, respected, and especially today, very proud. Members and guests, it is with great pleasure that I introduce to you the 2023 Des Moines Rotary Fire Person of the Year, Firefighter Aman Douglas.
Okay, here we go. It's a lot different for me being on this side of the podium, because for years I sat out there amongst you guys and I often had to ask myself, what would it be like to have to stand up here and try to deflect? This is an honor, it's very humbling, and when the chief called me to his office to let me know that I had been chosen by my peers to represent this award, I cried, flat out. My emotions are authentic and they're my own. So if you guys see some things up here, bear with me. I'm gonna do the best I can to keep this on the same level. First of all, congratulations to Detective Shannon. on the work that you do. Thank you for that. And Chief Wingert, the personnel that you have out there are second to none. Whenever we're together and we come across some of your officers, we take the time to interact. I want my family to know that these are our friends. It's rare that I do hear people complain about the policing of our community, but when they do, my words are apply. Please become part of the solution. So not only am I an advocate for our organization, but I also speak up for the other side of the aisle. And that's the police work that goes on in my community. Thank you for that, Chief Winger. You guys can applaud. This award is not for Amon Douglas. This is a reflection of the people that I get to count on every day. You know, starting with my mom and dad at the center table. When I walked out of that house and said, hey, guess what? I'm 19, I can do this. I had nothing but support and encouragement. So this is the first time that my parents in 33 years have seen me in this uniform. So it feels pretty good that they made the trip over here from Omaha, along with my in-laws from Eastern Iowa, to come see this and be a part of this. This is humbling, this is amazing, and I'm in for a ride here. My parents provided a foundation for me to stand on. And I like to talk about or think about how when birds leave a nest, they will not come back if that foundation was strong. I have not gone back, but I'm still there, I'm present, because that foundation that I left from was fortified with the right stuff. And those are the tools that my wife and I are trying to instill in our own family. And that is to love each other the best we can and make way. The other part of this is at that other table. And those are my children sitting with two dear friends of mine from our office, from our team. Dave Knutson, the inspector, the investigator that we talked about, along with Chief Ed Hasse at the other table with the command staff. We met October 1st, 1990. And as a teenager walking into that world, I was in for a challenge. But I was spared, and I was protected, and I was encouraged by those two men. So from day one to today, they've had my back, and they've proven that they're my friends by embracing my family. So it isn't just a work relationship that we've developed. And along with Lieutenant Rick Thomas and Captain Chris Clement and Inspector Pavone, those are my guys. We're a unit, we look out for each other. And in recent events, I found out how loyal of friends that those men actually are. They spoke up for me in an interesting time. It's not here. I want to thank the Fire Marshal, Jonathan Lund, for taking a chance on me. I was entering a twilight in my career where things were starting to change, and I got asked to be a part of his elite team, which is that Fire Prevention Bureau, which, come to find out now, it is the most highly coveted unit within the fire department. There are people that want to work on that man staff, and I'm lucky that I get to do the work. Jonathan Lund provides an environment that encourages us to grow and interact and try to be better than what we were yesterday. The man has a knack for giving gifts, and I hate to receive. I struggle with it. I don't like receiving, but that man has a knack of delivering books. Simple things, books. I have a home filled with books. My mom's home is filled with books. But for some reason, the books that Jonathan Lund picks out to say, hey, take a peek at this, it has a way of getting through you. It doesn't just settle inside, it goes through you, and he makes you think about some things. Makes you think about yourself, reflect on the family, the people that love you. Stuart and Tracy Isaacson are dear friends of ours, and they've embraced my family, and they've shared their home, their friends, their food, and their families. So I had to ask Stuart and Tracy to be a part of this today, because when Stuart and I were riding engine one or truck one together, we bonded, we shared space. A lot of what I get to do is about sharing space and learning to grow with each other, be patient, and encourage each other to keep moving. Stuart Isaacson and those other men back at that table, they were the wind in my sails professionally to keep me going forward. And now here comes the hardest part. For 52 years, I've lived with the world like this. I want all of it, from fingertip to fingertip. Anything I can see, I want. My world is changing fast because I'm understanding that what's important is right there. Anything that fits inside these hands now, that's what's real, that's what's important. And behind these hands, or in here, this aisle, those are the people that love me, that support me. flaws and all, they're there. When I spent 29 years riding fire trucks, I met Cindy 12 years into that. And she had to deal with the fact that I'm a 24-hour, 48-hour firefighter. And oftentimes I would pick up other shifts for people. So I was gone quite a bit. And we had young kids. Cindy bringing those kids to the fire stations. We changed diapers in fire stations. The kids learned how to ride bikes. We did their homework. And a couple of times, Cindy would bring Christmas gifts to the fire station at night, and we would just kind of hang out and wrap Christmas gifts. And the men and women that I lived in that station with embraced her. I cannot be more thankful for the support that we've had and for the encouragement. So, babe, thank you. Don't cry, because I'm not going to. Not yet. But Rotary Club, thank you guys so much for the opportunity to represent my organization, my city, my family. And know this, when my family chose to move to Des Moines, Iowa in 1987 for a career choice, my father's, I knew I was home. Los Angeles to Kansas here. 3 years later, they moved to Omaha when I was in that academy. Wherever they go is home, even though I've never lived in that home with them. I've had a Des Moines address for the entire time of my employment. I am the biggest representative of community pride. Thank you all.
That was very inspiring. Thank you. Thank you. Now it's my honor to introduce Police Chief Dana Winger. Please.
Well, there's a sign up here on the podium. It must be for the fire department. It says, "Talk into the microphone." Sorry, Chief. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for having us here today, and welcome to the safest place on earth. If somebody could stick around after the meeting, I've parked in a loading zone on 6. I might need to ride back to the station. My team left me at the station. This is a big event for us. This is a big deal. It's one of the most significant things we do for our employees, and you guys provide that opportunity for us, and we can't thank you enough. I'd like to introduce some of my staff. They're kind of sprinkled around here, but we'll start in the back. Most people will probably recognize the first guy, Sergeant Paul Perisic, our PIO. Senior CSI Kevin Risk is here. Detective Shannon, obviously, I'm glad he showed up. Lieutenant Michael Fong, retired Sergeant Ralph Roth, Mike Roth, who's one of our detectives. Over here at the table we have some of our command staff, Assistant Chief Alan Tunks, Major Michael McTaggart, Major David Ness, Captain Mark Wessels, Lieutenant Chad Steffen, Sergeant Jason Hayes, Detective Jeff George, and Detective Brad Youngblood. Is there anybody else hiding out there? Your XO. Oh, my executive officer, Rebecca Petmine. The one that keeps me in line is the one I can't see. But when this meeting concludes, I would encourage you to come over here and introduce yourself to these folks. As the years go on, the leadership in our department is going to cycle. What you see over here is the future of the Des Moines Police Department. So I'd like you to build those relationships now as we keep this great friendship moving forward. So I'd like to thank the Rotary Club once again for allowing us the opportunity to recognize 2 outstanding public safety employees as Police Officer and Firefighter of the Year. This award has been bestowed on many incredible public safety employees, and we're back here today with 2 of the very best. When I look at the body of work for the Police Officer of the Year recipient, I can't help but wonder, how did he get to this level? The word that comes to my mind are intangibles. Those qualities in a person that most often cannot be seen or touched, and in most cases, characteristics that cannot be taught. Things like common sense, personal drive, tenacity, awareness, pride, and a spirit of doing whatever it takes and never giving up. Detective Shannon began his career as a police officer in 1994 and quickly established himself as a highly effective street cop. His energy and creativity were readily apparent, and Jeff achieved a tremendous amount of success in very short order. Following a few stops in specialized unit, Jeff's skills were recognized and he made his way to the Detective Bureau, which has been his home for the past 20 years. This assignment and his accomplishments in the Detective Bureau are what brings him here today. As a robbery homicide detective, Jeff has been responsible for over 40 murder investigations in our city. This doesn't include the hundreds of other homicides where he has provided direct assistance to the other detectives. Jeff Shannon is the go-to guy in the most difficult cases. Although I'm sure there are times when he longs for a very easy case, what he would describe as a ground ball to the second baseman, he has embraced the fact that if the case looks like a big pile of you-know-what, he's probably going to get it. Our clearance rates on homicides are nearly 40% above the national average because every one of them matters. And the level of guilt difficulty does not deter Jeff Shannon from getting to the bottom of each and every one. In his free time at work, Jeff will take it upon himself to examine cold cases, some decades old, to review the circumstances and evidence to determine if there's more that can be done. In late 2020, this paid dividends when he was able to file charges in a suspicious death that occurred in 2016. Jeff's investigative mind and interviewing skills are unmatched, not only in our department, but throughout this region. He's highly regarded by his peers, prosecutors, defense attorneys, and judges who all are well aware of the quality of his work. Jeff Shannon has been responsible for training many of our current detectives, coaching them in how to do things the right way every single time. His impact in this regard is far-reaching within our department, and many employees will have success long into the future because of Jeff's influence. Families have closure because of Jeff. Our most violent criminals are imprisoned because of Jeff. Our Detective Bureau is highly regarded as the best in the industry because of Jeff, and our community is safer because of Jeff. We don't have another Jeff Shannon in our back pocket, but rest assured there are young detectives in our building, some who are sitting at this table over here, that are watching and learning from him every day as he unknowingly displays what it takes to be the very best. You cannot achieve this level of success without a tremendous amount of commitment. Having said this, it also takes commitment, support, sacrifice, and understanding from your family. Jeff has been on call for over 2 decades, and homicides don't generally fall in the 8 to 4 Monday through Friday schedule. I would like to recognize and thank his wife Angie and their children Cameron and Carly, and the other family and friends who are here with him today. It's not lost on us that there have been many missed family events, holidays, anniversaries, birthdays, dance and sporting events. Your understanding has made it work. Jeff's success is your success, and our city is safer because of the Shannon family. Local kid, East High grad from a working class family, stayed around and devoted his life's work to helping others in their most critical moments, and he continues to do it today at the very highest level. Humble servant. It's my distinct honor to introduce Detective Jeffrey Shannon as a Rotary Club's 2023 Police Officer of the Year.
Thank you. I really appreciate this. Quite an honor. Thanks to the Rotary Club, thanks to the chief, thanks to the fire department. Firefighter Douglas, it's a tough job. We thank you a lot, and everybody that you work with. When I was a uniformed officer and on the streets, we worked very closely with the fire department, relying upon them generally on most calls that we went on. So congratulations on your work. Appreciate everything that you do for us. Anybody that knows me knows I like to talk and I like to tell a lot of stories. In law enforcement, there are a ton of stories to tell. Unfortunately, I can't tell a lot of those probably in this setting. The chief might give me my pink notice, my walking slip if I were to, but I think, excuse me, in order to be productive, you have to be committed. And I think I was taught that at a young age. My dad was pretty committed to what he did and was very good at what he did. So no matter what you choose to do in life, I think everybody wants to be good at what they do. But it takes commitment, and that commitment for me starts with my family. It's tough for me. I'm not like to see that I'm an emotional person, but I'll get through it here. My wife's a school teacher. We're both public servants. We've supported each other along the way. Like the chief said, I've had a lot of crazy hours over the years. I began my career as a police cadet, writing parking tickets, towing impounding vehicles, directing traffic, all those things. But what that taught me is I came on a time with a lot of the officers that were Vietnam veterans. Probably a lot of those guys had some PTSD before that was even recognized. Those guys had a lot of life experiences. And growing up in Des Moines, I think that helped me too. I had a lot of life experiences. Just the diverse high schools, I think that's helped in my career quite a bit. So it was interesting working with a lot of the older guys when I first came on that kind of took me under their wing and taught me a lot of things. My father-in-law, retired Sergeant Ralph Roth, was part of my inspiration to become a police officer. He had a great career. He was a homicide detective and also supervised the homicide unit. So I appreciate everything he's done for me, and it really helped me along the way on my career. My wife's been very supportive. Shortly after being a uniformed officer, I was assigned to the vice narcotic unit, investigating prostitution, vice-related cases, and also drug-related cases. That first week was kind of tough. My son Cameron came along, and within a short period of time, within probably a month, I had switched jobs from uniform into kind of an undercover capacity. And my first week in the vice unit was spending time inside local bars, and at that point, some of the local strip clubs that were open. So it's kind of tough to come home and tell your wife, hey honey, how was work? I was at the strip club all night. Don't mind that glitter on my shirt. And so she's home with a new baby. It kind of made life tough for me. I'm enjoying the job, but I don't want to rub it in too much. But working those crazy hours, it's hard sometimes to say, committed. You're changing hours a lot. The kids were, young and difficult. My son, I decided at a young age for him that having a small child wouldn't hold me back at home. So my son learned how to golf when he's about 1. I remember changing diapers on the golf course. So he got to do all the big boy things at a pretty young age, just because I didn't want to be confined to home and you're working those crazy night hours. But the productive thing about being committed, I'm lucky my family was committed to me. In turn, I've been very committed to them. I think back my son through his high school career playing sports, baseball, basketball, football. I think I missed one baseball game his freshman year. Luckily for me, the call-outs happened late at night, and I wasn't able to miss much, so it worked out pretty good. As far as a job, I can't think of another career I could have picked. This has been wonderful for me. It's been exciting. Like I said, a lot of great stories. I've met a lot of great people over the years. The chief had mentioned some of the people that I work with are sitting here to my right. Couldn't do it without them, and again with that commitment. What we do in law enforcement is a team effort. We rely upon each other a lot. We rely upon the fire department, medical staff, the hospitals. We rely on the citizens of Des Moines, provide information. I also, in conjunction with the job, the assignment that I do now, I also do some instruction for our academy and also for the state academy. And I'm always talking about how there's that bigger picture in law enforcement. And that bigger picture is the community. We rely upon the community a lot for information and other things that we do in these investigations. So that's really important for us. But it's important for me and the guys that work here, that are here today to be here for me. I appreciate that. I couldn't do it without them. Law enforcement is definitely a team effort. You don't do it by yourself. You rely on the people you work with. And for those guys, and they're in the same position that I'm in. Detective George is sitting here. Give you an example of one case where we probably spent 42 hours straight on that case, from call out to going home. And I think sometimes the average citizens don't realize how much time and effort go into some of those homicide investigations. It's difficult, when the wife has plans, the kids have things they need to do, and you're at work for 42 hours straight. You need a little downtime to catch a nap, and you're right back at it. So without that commitment from the people you work with, the family members that you have, it makes it, can make it very difficult. But again, it's been a great career. I couldn't think of another thing I'd rather do than what I'm doing right now. I am getting closer to the end, but we'll see what happens when I get there. But once again, I want to thank all you guys. This is an awesome experience. It's an honor, and I really do appreciate it. Chief, thank you. Chief, thank you. I appreciate that. And once again, thank you for everything.
Wow, it just takes my breath away. Thank you so much. Congratulations, Amon and Jeffrey. And congratulations and a heartfelt thank you to your family members for the important love and support that you provide. So I want to also thank Chief DeKip and Chief Wingert for being here today with us, and to all the members of the fire and police departments. Another heartfelt thank you for the service that you provide to this wonderful community of ours. Thank you. Not quite done with our thanks yet. I want to thank Bob Bedrell for chairing this awards committee this past year. Thank you, job well done. And also let you know that Juan Garcia will be our new awards chair this year. So we'll look forward to things to come. Now I'd like to ask past president, Matt Busick, who's having lots of fun these days, to come forward. He has some unfinished business.
Thank you, Becky. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm past President Matt Busick, and I'm honored to stick with the theme that we've been with so far today by singling out two individuals who have consistently gone above and beyond for the Rotary Club of Des Moines. It's my great honor to recognize on behalf of our club two people who demonstrate consistently service above self. So first, the Roger T. Stetson Rotarian of the Year Award is given to a member of the Rotary Club of Des Moines who has demonstrated adherence to the tenets of the Rotary's four-way test, which we recited at the beginning of today's meeting, in both business and civic activities, and who has made exceptional contributions to our community and to our club. This year's recipient is Bob Bedrell. Bob, if you could please come forward. This is the plaque. It is. Right, so if you could hold this up for me, Bob. Here it is. Okay, the plaque reads, "For upholding and furthering the ideals of Rotary and an appreciation for exceptional contributions to maintaining the Rotary Club of Des Moines engagement and service." Thank you, Bob, for all you do for our club. For all of you here today, I want to make sure you understand why Bob is deserving of this award. Bob has been a member of our club for 8 years and 7 months, although given the body of work you've delivered, it seems like twice that number of years. He has served on both our board of directors, served as awards chair, as you understand today, and membership development vice chair. He helped reestablish our mentor program for both new and disengaged members. He regularly volunteers to share our moment of inspiration at Thursday's meetings and consistently invites prospective members to join our club. He routinely and selflessly provides logistics support to Kitty behind the scenes, which is invaluable. Simply stated, Bob lives the Rotary way, and his enthusiasm for Rotary is contagious. Thank you, Bob. We're so grateful, and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Next is our Cecil Bolsinger Lifetime Service Award. This award is given to a member of the Rotary Club of Des Moines who over a lifetime has demonstrated adherence to the tenets of the Rotary four-way test. This award requires a minimum of 10 years of membership in Rotary with significant achievements both in Rotary and in the local and regional community. This year's recipient is Sean Mullen. Sean. Thank you, everyone. And thanks, Sean, for all you've done for Rotary. Now, also, so that you can understand the context of this award. Sean has been a member of the Rotary Club of Des Moines for over 22 years. He is a Paul Harris Fellow, and for those of you among us today who aren't Rotarians, that means that he's been extraordinarily supportive of the Rotary Foundation, both locally and internationally. He served as this club's Sergeant-at-Arms, Treasurer, President-elect, nominee, Vice President, and President, past President. During his year as our club's president, he single-handedly ushered us into the age of podcasting by launching the Around Rotary podcast. He served on our foundation's board, serving as its president during Rotary year 2020-2021. And if that wasn't enough, just when he set down the mantle or passed the gavel for our club, he stepped up to serve for 3 years on Rotary District 6000's board of directors. During that time, the podcast continued. While serving on the district's board, he continued to advocate for Rotary. More recently, Sean, having stepped down from that board of directors, is back with us, and wouldn't you know it, he immediately stepped in to help me last year lead several offsite meetings for the Rotary Club of Des Moines board members and committee leaders around strategic planning and growth. Sean is always all in for Rotary, and as a testament to his tireless dedication, guess what? He has agreed to step up and serve as chair of our communications committee this year, so it never ends. Sean, thank you for your longtime dedication to Rotary and to the Rotary Club of Des Moines, the Rotary Way. We are so grateful for you and all you're doing.
I want to add my congratulations to two deserving Rotarians, Bob and Sean. Thank you so much for all you've done, do, and continue to do on behalf of our club. We're so glad you're part of club number 27, where Rotary means business. Okay, we'll do better next week, right? Earlier, I mentioned fun, right? Well, I'm going to share some upcoming events with you. In addition to our regular Thursday at noon meetings, we will have at least 2 additional opportunities a month to meet up with your fellow Rotarians. First of all, we have the Fun Wheels event tomorrow that Randy announced. We also have an opportunity for you early birds on Sunday, July 30th, Sunday morning, Cedar Rapids Airport. Road trip opportunity of the lifetime. You can be there to witness the landing at 9 a.m. of our Welcome Home District 6000 Rotarian pilots who have taken a single engine plane. These 2 guys, and I'll add, they're not tiny guys either, have been in a single engine plane flying around the world, and they're going to complete and touch down the final leg of their 90-day, 25,323 mile around the world flight to end polio. Cedar Rapids, Sunday, 9 a.m. There's going to be a pancake breakfast available in a UPS hangar from 7 until 11. If you want to join me, I already got one person that's going to head on the road to go welcome them back in. And it's going to be a great opportunity to thank someone for raising lots of money on behalf of polio eradication. We've also got something new. We're introducing right now our Second Chance Tuesdays. That's the second Tuesday of every month. We're going to meet up with other Rotarians when you want to at Big Grove Brewery and the tap room, which is just off of Ingersoll. It's at the former Crescent Chevrolet building. And the Big Grove staff and managers are ready for us to gather. Whoever decides to come on that second Tuesday around 5 o'clock, we're going to gather in the southeast corner of their restaurant which is next to their self-service bar, where you can choose to have something to drink and eat on your own or not. We just want to get together, have conversation, get to know one another, and see what develops from there. So keep that in mind, second Tuesdays of each month. Now, our partners at the Greater Des Moines Botanical Gardens have invited us to be their guests on August 24th for Music in the Gardens. We will be, the club members will be there, our guests, and have tables on the patio, and the entry fees for our club members have been waived for that event. So more information will be coming for that Music in the Gardens. And this is the biggie, and I'm hoping this becomes an annual event. You know, we have fun with our holiday party, and in the summer, this is a highlight for us when we do our awards for our police, firefighters, and our educators. And then we have the February fling. But what do we do in the fall? Well, let's do something. So, September 14th, 5 p.m. or thereabouts, we're inviting everyone to a social event at Jester Park Nature Center. We encourage you to come, bring a guest, your loved ones, a new potential member to join us for an evening of fun, food, and friendship at a very beautiful island natural setting at the Jester Park Nature Center. And at that meeting, all you new members, we plan to showcase you. So please be sure to mark that in your calendars and encourage you to come and invite other potential members. So you have that down, Thursday, September 14th. Be there, it's gonna be fun. Now, our upcoming meetings and speakers. Very happy to remind you that anytime you wanna bring guests, we love it. And this is fantastic today. But you need to RSVP to Kitty by 9 a.m. the Wednesday before the meeting. And just remember, when it's a guest, you can't register the guest online. You do need to contact Kitty and she'll take care of it for you. So let's look at what we've got coming forward. Next week, we have Dr. Tony Coleman with Broadlawns Medical Center. July 27th, David Kilpatrick will be here with the Des Moines Playhouse. And on August 3rd, our very own Greg Edwards with Catch Des Moines Convention and Visitors Bureau will be speaking to us. So we got quite an exciting lineup. We want to thank our programs committee and our programs chair, Susan Judkins-Johnston, for lining up these events for us this year with the help of her co-chair, or vice chair, Jackie Norris. And I want to thank you for being with us today, being a vital part of the Rotary Club of Des Moines. And Jeffrey, would you please stay around for photos afterwards? And until we meet again, let's go out and do good and have fun in the spirit of Rotary. We are adjourned.